Did the old prophets actually meet angels on top of mountains? Or were they highly intelligent beings from a galaxy far, far away? Today, we're taking a look at 3 well-known sightings of UFOs. Because let's face it, we're not alone, and the evidence is everywhere.
In this video, we'll take a look at another 3 cryptids that could be aliens. It's safe to say there's no shortage of creepy creature sightings out there. Many of these have seemingly no explanation and may even be tied to extraterrestrial activity. If you want to know more, let's get right into the video. First up, we have the Fresno Nightcrawler, also known as the Fresno Alien. It's a species that has made 3 confirmed appearances so far. One in Fresno, California, and the other in Yosemite National Park. Strangely, its 3rd appearance was all the way across the world in Poland. It has only ever been captured on video footage. There have also been various unconfirmed visual sightings. Fresno nightcrawlers are relatively short creatures, around 1.5 meters, and most of their height being made up of their legs. They have a very small upper body. Nightcrawlers are extremely thin, white humanoids with no discernible arms. A large specimen appears to have webbing connected from each knee to the torso. The feet of these cryptids are short, thin, and stilt-like. One possible sighting of these creatures was in 2014. The witnesses were a 60-year-old former Marine and his wife. The couple was driving near Carmel, California on December 12, 2014. When they came up over a hill, they saw a 7-foot-tall, slender gray creature. According to the witness, he and his wife had just moved in nearby a month ago. He noticed strange things about his lawn. There was a perfect circle of grass that stayed fresh and green, regardless of the weather. When he encountered the alien, it ran across the road and into the woods. Despite the creature's differing skin color, his descriptions of the alien matches the Fresno nightcrawlers. It may have been a subspecies. Others have also reported seeing similar thin, armless, and pale humanoid beings. In Yosemite, another sighting was captured on a security camera. This time, there were 2 creatures. One was very small, standing less than a half-meter tall. Another strange species of cryptid is the Kofu-fanged humanoid. They were encountered in 1975 by 2 7-year-old Japanese boys. On the evening of February 23rd, 2 grade school boys, MASATO KAWANO and Katsuhiro Yamahata, were roller skating in Kamimachi. As they played, they noticed a pair of glittering orange UFOs hovering in the sky above. The boys watched awestruck as the larger UFO broke off and flew towards Mount Otago. At the same time, the smaller one slowly descended. It landed in the vineyard of a nearby estate. The boys later stated that these UFOs emitted an odd crackling or ticking sound, similar to that of a Geiger counter. The boys rushed towards the estate. As they approached the spacecraft, they saw that it had changed into a silvery color. The domed craft stood approximately 7 feet high and was almost 15 feet in diameter. It was perched on 3 ball-shaped legs. The UFO also had strange characters embossed on the metallic surface of its hull. Suddenly, a hatch opened on the side. A ladder automatically extended. The boys watched in stunned silence as a bizarre, humanoid creature disembarked from the ship. They also noticed another similar creature in the cockpit. Kawano and Yamahata reported that the first creature was long-armed and stood almost 4 feet tall. It was clad in a reflective silver uniform. The entity's skin was dark brown and wrinkled. There were no distinguishable features except for 3 2-inch-long metal fangs. Once the alien descended, it began exploring the landscape, ignoring the boys observing it. But then, it turned and placed one of its hands on Yamahata's shoulder. It patted him twice and uttered a series of sounds that sounded like a tape recorder running backward. At this point, Yamahata collapsed to the ground, paralyzed. Kawano pulled his friend up and lugged him away from the area. Upon returning home, the hysterical boys immediately informed their mothers about this encounter. Their curious mothers followed them to the back of the Hinode housing estate. Much to their shock, an orange light was pulsating in the vineyard. This odd light show continued for 5 minutes. Before the boys could convince their mothers to investigate the strange craft, the UFO launched. It emitted a brilliant burst of light and disappeared. According to subsequent reports, their classmate, ICHIRO MINEGISHI, also reported a flying, shining object. He had seen it moving towards the Hinode estate. This was approximately half an hour before the boys had their encounter. The following day, their teachers and classmates were abuzz. Many of them asked the boys to draw pictures and retell their encounters. It wasn't long before the entire school and the authorities came to know of it. The school authorities decided to investigate for themselves. They arrived armed at the landing site with whatever gear they could get a hold of. The first thing they noticed was that the 2 solid concrete posts had been pushed over. These posts were too heavy for the boys to vandalize on their own. The team also found what they referred to as landing traces, as well as a ring pattern in the soil near the broken concrete posts. One schoolteacher even claimed to have discovered radioactivity within the circular patch. Following the event, both boys were questioned in depth by their parents, their schoolmaster, and noted UFO investigator MASARU MORI. Their stories remained consistent. However, the Civil Aviation Bureau claimed that the UFO was nothing more than the lights of a YS-11 propeller plane. These planes often flew at low altitude and were visible to the naked eye. As for the fanged humanoids, no explanation was ever given. Lastly, we have the New Delhi Celestial Serpent. It is a mysterious entity seen in the skies of New Delhi from May 2008 to April 2014. These sightings prompted a lot of speculation on what the creature was. The sightings began on the 17th of May 2008. While taking a flight from New Delhi to Guwahati, a passenger was snapping photos of the beautiful aerial view. As he did, his phone captured a glowing anomaly in the sky. It resembled a coil. The next time this anomaly appeared was on April 28, 2014. At around 9:35 p.m., a strange light was sighted above the skies of New Delhi. According to one witness, a strange flash of red and orange caught my eyes, and I walked closer to the window to have a better look. What I saw was completely outlandish, and I could barely process what was going on. I saw a yellow glowing ring floating still in the sky. Yes, it was still. It was not moving, but seemed to float, somehow. It had a bright red dazzle around the top half of its body. In October 2015, a series of UFO sightings in New Delhi cropped up. These may have been related to this glowing serpent. Authorities at Indira Gandhi International Airport claimed that UFOs were spotted multiple times near their workplace. It got so bad that government security agencies were placed on high alert. Even the Indian Air Force was authorized to shoot down any unidentified objects. The first sighting at the airport occurred on October 27th. An air traffic controller reported seeing a UFO, which did not appear on the radar. A few days later, on October 30th, an Air Force officer saw 3 more UFOs over a runway and near the airport in an 11-minute time span. An Air Force helicopter was summoned, but found nothing. After the second incident, an emergency meeting was held among various military authorities. They then gave the Indian Air Force the UFO shoot-down order. Unfortunately, there were no further sightings after that. Around the world, there are many stories of strange cryptid encounters. These are just a few of them. A lot of these mysterious beings seem to be extraterrestrials. But why are they visiting our planet? Are they benevolent or malicious? We may never know. Make sure to comment below on what your thoughts are, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to tune in next week.